Maria Teresa Kumar, we just heard Steve Kornacki give some analysis about this race, including the Latino vote. You've got some new polling about the Latino vote in battleground states. Please share it with us.
Sure. So, Jonathan, I think that what Joe was saying was absolutely right. This is going to be about turnout. The polls are dead heat. But when Voto Latino, when we conduct polls with GQR, ours is all about creating programs. So I'll give you an example. When we saw the New York Times poll that just came out, that was 902 voters, basically, and they were it was a national poll across the country. Voto Latino, we did a bilingual poll of 2,000 voters only in key battleground states, because we need to better understand what is going to help move these individuals to make sure that they vote. And one of the things that we found that was really striking is that she is up close to 64% in these key battleground states. The softness of the states that we find, though, were both in Nevada and Wisconsin. That means that they needs to have a bigger ground game. She needs to work more closely with the unions. That's one of the reasons why the United Culinary Workers came out so quickly with her in Nevada just recently. And I do think that the difference between what we're seeing in the Harris campaign versus the Trump campaign is that she is out campaigning, but then she has a constellation of groups also campaigning on her behalf. She has Emily's List. She has the unions coming out, knocking on doors. So what we're going to see at the end of the day is the turnout. In the Latino community, what we keep hearing is an expression of what is she going to do around the economy specifically. Abortion is absolutely a number two. And there is a softening among young Latino men, but still, even among young Latino men, she's still at 54%. So I would encourage folks to make sure that we are talking about the issues that all Americans care about right now, and that's the economy. That's inflation. Opportunity agenda, that's not breaking through. But when you talk about giving someone a $6,000 tax credit, that breaks through. When you start talking to individuals and specifically about housing and how you want to give them $25,000 for the first home, that breaks through. Because interestingly enough, the number one issue between 18 to 29-year-olds is the cost of rent. And it cost of rent of not am I going to move away and move out of the house, but cost of rent, am I going to be able to balance the budget so I can afford meals at the end of the day? So as we go into this piece, I would say, again, concur with Joe. We do not know, but I do know that at Voto Latino, when they said that there was going to be a red wave back in the midterms, we weren't seeing it. Just like we saw that there wasn't a massive defection in key battleground states. If you were to ask me what it should be the Democratic concern moving forward, the fact that there is a softening among Latino votes enthusiasm in California, that's a long-term issue. A present issue, how do you get people out to vote right now on the progressive side in the key battleground states? That will make all the difference.